Good luck.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to LongWalker Live, where we cover all things that have to do with the fall of the West. Tonight, I am taking it back to where I started with the channels, and we're going to the Fiend gang. I have got one video from each of the current Fiend gang members that we will be reviewing tonight. But before we do, remember, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already.
And ring the bell.
And ring the bell. That will help our channel grow and spread the word to more people. The word, the way, the warning. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get walking.
Word, the way, the warning.
And there's my echo.
Sorry. Bull.
We will start with Locke.
Hello there once again, it's your old pal Locke the Bounty Hunter, and on today's very special episode, we are taking a look at a video from Talk That Thought. She instantly regrets divorcing her husband and gets humbled.
Dude,
Thought it'd be a good one. This guy does fantastic work. Link is in the description down below. Let's not waste any more time and dive right in, shall we?
There we go.
I'm gonna cry. I've just realized that I have become a single 30-year-old mom.
Oh, poor you.
So the subject, of course, is going back, returning to the roots, and one of the problems of the fall of the West is modern women and
Yes.
what they think. So that's the subject of today's Woke Wednesday, is the woke modern women.
So let's check this.
Hold on, after your dog stops doing what she's doing.
Yes.
Are you done? Okay.
Who's driving in a Dodge Caravan, checking out other men. Oh my gosh, you have no idea what it feels like.
You're not supposed to know what that feels like.
It's such a beautiful thing when you can take accountability for what you've done
And we're still waiting on you to do that.
and grow and learn from it.
Welcome back, family. Today we are going to understand why it is very important to not try to turn a hoe into a wife by reviewing this modern woman who decided to leave her marriage just to be humbled by the hardship of life. Let's first hear her BS reason for leaving the marriage.
How much you want to bet she's doing it to find her most true and authentic self?
Now, this video is not a stitch with another person. She is actually reacting to her own video. Let's watch.
I think about the girl I was with you a lot and find myself thinking that I never want to meet her again. Not because she wasn't kind or loving, because
She was none of those things. You can tell. If she was a kind and loving person, there would be no need to actually initiate a divorce with her husband.
we both know her love fell down on you like rain droplets. Even on days you tried to stay dry, but because when she needed the same love herself, she often found herself in a drought.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet she found dryness in other parts of her life, right? Yeah. I'm ashamed of that one, too.
Her identity became a chameleon, changing colors to reflect whatever mood, blending into your life just to stay a part of it.
I mean, that's
This is absolutely hysterical. This woman is crying to her own words. How full of yourself do you have to be to pull something like that off and make it sound believable? But the sad part is, you know that her comment section is filled with a bunch of Yas Queen cultists who have absolutely no problem and see nothing wrong with her filming herself.
See, that's one of the problems too, is with women these days, they all band together with this type of thing. And then the comment section will be filled with so many, "Oh my god, I understand. Just do what you have to do, girl." Or, "Keep moving, you're doing great." Instead of the women actually telling it like it should be.
And saying you fucked up.
Yeah, and saying, "You need to do better."
Right?
Nobody wants anybody to improve. No, we're in the day and age where, oh, you did fine. They'll just pat him on the head. Good doggy. That's where we are.
I think that Mediocre calls it the echo chamber. Of course, they call it the sister code.
Yeah.
The sister code has never done a damn thing for me. It's like it's not a real thing. It's like they might say this one thing to your face, but they will do something else to you. behind your back.
Yep.
You know, and when it comes to like taking accountability, the main thing that's really bothering me with the modern women is they go about saying you're born perfect. Men are lucky to have you in their lives because you're already born perfect. I'll probably get around to a comment that I read earlier, but you know, it's like, yeah, you were a divine representative, you're born as a divine vessel, but you still have to do a marginal amount of work polishing that so that you can become a more perfected being, you know?
Yes.
So it's just like automatically they're just born perfect. You're lucky to have me in your life. And it's like, that really bothers me.
It does. I mean, it's a big problem.
And more women need to start standing up and saying stuff about that.
Yes, they do. I agree with that.
Crying to a video she made in the past.
She rarely felt good enough, even though she was enough and more, and the minimum is what she allowed herself to beg for.
Define the minimum. It is not too much to ask for wretches such as yourself to define the minimum. You're not going to because you're incapable of doing so.
I never want to meet that girl again.
And we never want to meet you either, sweetheart.
I cannot imagine another day where I do not strive for the absolute maximum of what I deserve.
Money.
I cannot believe that this woman is talking about striving for the absolute maximum of what she deserves. I will just let her and her best friend tell you the type of women they really are. And you tell me if these types of women deserve anything. They
Charming. Very charming. Why on earth did you have to ruin Hall & Oates for the rest of us? Why?
Here's all that.
party, get drunk while recording themselves, as you can see here.
You are responsible for the lives of little humans, woman. You have absolute...
I was gonna say, it says Mom's Gone Wild. They're on the freaking bathroom floor with food.
Yeah. With drinks. It's like alcohol.
Didn't I see with a bag of chips or something, or am I just hungry?
You're just hungry. I don't think there's a bag of
Well,
chips.
either way, that shit's going near their mouth and it's been on the bathroom floor.
Yeah, and it's alcohol.
Yeah.
All of these are different cans.
Yeah, Mom's Gone Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
no idea the kind of hell that your children are going to catch for this kind of irresponsibility. You are a selfish human being.
This is what most modern women mean when they say, I want to find myself. And again, I do not care what these selfish, irresponsible types of women do. But the problem starts when these women have children and start to use their children as emotional tampons.
Well, I find it disgusting how modern mothers see absolutely no problem with using their children to get internet clout. It's actually kind of shameful. If you want a social media presence, that's fine.
God. Look at all those kids. She got 3 different kids in that one photo.
Let's see this. Okay, do you remember the other day, I don't know, it was on one of these that it was talking about how, I think it was on those ads. Remember they had like the not really ads, the dating app things.
Yes.
And it was like, how many of them said, my children are my world? You know, and it was like, so many people were saying, well, we just don't care. But it seems like it's like you said, it's like for internet clout or whatever. Okay, so I got like a friend's suggestion on, you know, Tristan's Facebook today.
Yeah.
And it was Leroy from up the road.
Okay.
You know, and so I started going through and I was like looking at his mutual friends and everything.
Yeah.
Finally came across Brandy after all these years and everything.
Yeah.
And sure as the sun would rise on her profile, that's literally what it says.
What?
My daughter is my world. Whereas we know
Yes.
that she's not present in her life.
Where did we see that? It was on one of the episodes of
No,
some...
that's what I was just telling you. I
Yeah.
remember that guy. I was like, I told
Okay,
you
yes.
it was the dating apps thing.
Yeah.
You're not following.
I got
It was
you
the
now.
dating apps thing, and I said every single time they say that, my children
Yes.
are my world.
Yes.
And sure as shit, she had that on her profile. And she's got all these pictures looking in the mirror, wearing the slutty clothes, and then every now and then she's got like the super filtered picture where she's holding her daughter and like kissing her on the cheek, or you know, she's like,
Yes.
oh, she's getting so big, she's
My
growing
God.
up so much. But all the rest are just these trashy selfies, and she's, you know, you can tell she's not living right. You can tell she's the quintessential single
Yes.
mother
My God.
on the dating apps.
It's always there.
And that was a real life experience.
Yeah,
You know, so
and it's always there. I mean, they pointed out, and it's always there.
But that's what he was talking about. That's what I was trying to get back around to. And
Do your children a favor, leave them out of it.
Look at how she put her children in the spot so that they can give her the validation she craves, because deep down, she knows that she deserves nothing.
Okay, when you look at me, what do you see?
I see a whole lot of words that I can't use on YouTube if I want this video to remain monetized.
When you look at mommy, what do you see?
I see about a 4 1/4. Thanks for asking. You had your children rehearse this, didn't you?
yeah, no shit.
What else do you see?
Yeah, she had her kids rehearse it so that she can get the blow up on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, look at that mom.
She's so dedicated. You're so strong. It's like,
Yes.
you know, the other issue is it's like they always push that you're so strong, you're so brave, you know, you're out there. There's a lot of people I've seen in the comment sections most recently saying, my dream is to be a mom, but no man. I just want to be a single mom and travel around with my little mini me, and, you know, it's like, you just want a friend.
No, what they're doing is they're trying to turn their kids into the man that they want.
Well, most of them have daughters, though.
It's true. Well, then they're trying to make their daughters into the man that they want.
And it's true, they do actually turn them into very masculine creatures because it's like they're strong and independent.
That won't hurt them.
Right.
Like, if somebody else that they can't control could easily hurt them. Their own kids won't.
No, they will.
Oh, yeah.
Later on.
But I mean, in their eyes, won't hurt them, and they can control everything about them.
Yeah, they seem to enjoy them up to a certain point, you know, until they're like, you know, mid-teenagers, and then after that it's like, well, you're just, you know, you're out, you're like, you're no use of me anymore, and you're becoming rebellious, and we used to be good friends, we used to do this stuff together, why aren't you wanting to do that anymore? They're just accessories.
They are.
And so
I mean, you know that one personally.
Yeah, well, so do you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I'm having issues with the cats tonight. Just go.
Trying to run over everything right now.
But, you know, it's like, once we outlive their utility for us, it's like, oh, well,
get away.
I don't have any interest in, like, having any kind of relationship with a nuclear freaking family.
Exactly.
You know? And she used to say that to my mother. It was like, you know, I don't need a man, don't want a man, and it's like, see, we can do all this stuff together.
Yep.
And it's like, I did a lot of manual labor things, and I'm glad that I learned how, but I probably shouldn't have had to do that.
No, you shouldn't have. I mean, yeah, like you said, it's good that you did.
Yeah.
But still, a person should not be put through that.
Now they're pushing the camera over.
Hold on, we got this fixed.
And it's like they say, single mothers create, you know, feminine men and masculine women. And
that's
like,
the problem.
it's just astounding to me. So it's like if you got people that want, you know, the child free by choice, and then you got people that want children but no nuclear family, just them, and this mini me, and it's like that always bothers me. The mini me, oh, it's my mini me. No, it isn't.
I know.
You know.
Let your kid be who they want to be.
We're gonna rearrange this because we got.
I mean, even even these new age trans ones that, oh, my kid is trans at 4 years old. No.
Oh.
You are putting that in your kid's head. No. They don't know what they want to be. You're giving them extra attention, so yeah, it sounds like they want to be. Yep. You know, oh my God, mom's giving me all this attention. Everything. I am so happy. So yes, of course I want to be that.
Extraordinary narcissism. It was like me, I was indoctrinated not to want a husband and a family. You don't want kids, do you? You don't want to bring children into this life. You want to go and you want to make something of yourself. You don't want to be just a housewife.
Yeah.
Same indoctrination technique.
It is.
It's just like, go ahead, we're never going to get through this.
This is the first one.
No.
Yeah, I'm calling it. You rehearsed this, woman. You got your children to say that. No children would actually say that while being recorded.
What else do you guys see?
I see a manipulative mother who should be ashamed of herself.
Kind heart.
Can you picture a dad switching on his camera and asking his kids what they think of him?
Only if they have
Honestly, if it was a cool dad, he'd be doing some type of a fart joke. I'm not gonna lie.
Ridiculous. I mean, this woman does it so many times, as you can read here in the caption, because she knows how damaged she really is. And her ex-husband actually tried to save her. Now, before the tears of regrets, let me just show you one more clip of her blaming all her bad decision-making to her so-called childhood trauma, so that you guys can understand how it usually starts.
Because when I was younger, all I did was try to date because of my thought that I wasn't enough. So I was people pleasing. I wanted to be enough. I wanted to be chosen because I never was chosen. I was given away. I was rejected.
Oh, please, woman. What you're talking about is adolescence. You're talking about puberty. You're talking about those awkward years between the ages of 12 and 19. That's not trauma. That's just hell for everybody. And you're saying, oh, I'm a people pleaser and I want people to love me and desire me. Yeah, well, so does everybody else on the freaking planet. That is not trauma. Get over yourself, woman.
Please, I want to be wanted so bad. Somebody want me.
Right.
So then that's my childhood.
Yeah, that is so the trauma. It's like they weren't wanted as a kid or weren't sought after. And so it's this, they have to pull everybody in.
That's nothing though. I mean, like you said, that's like everybody goes through that shit.
Yeah.
She didn't cite anything really super specific having to do with like her father or you know, essay, you know, sexual abuse, you know, or anything of that nature. You know, she didn't have like an eating disorder or anything. It was just like, oh, people didn't pick me for things.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Well, it's like, I mean, I went through that.
Of course.
You know, I had a alcoholic mother that, you know, took to AA as her alcohol next.
Yeah.
And it's like...
And all those people were her family. You
Yeah.
know, they were so close, and her actual blood was suffering for it, and she didn't give a shit.
No,
You
not at
know?
all.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That was my teenage. I was trying to fill that.
Right.
So even when I
Yeah, and you spent your youth getting other voids filled. You know what I mean? Wink, wink,
That's the
nudge,
problem.
nudge. You loved the carousel.
was single and learning,
You weren't learning a thing.
What she is actually trying to say is that she let everybody bust her down on repeat left and right until she could not know more. This is why it is very important to know a woman's past before committing to her. Now, after divorcing her husband, the single motherhood hits her so hard that she started crying in disbelief. Check it out.
I'm gonna cry. I've just realized that I have become a single 30-year-old mom who's driving in a Dodge Caravan, checking out other men.
All right, what exactly did you expect was going to happen? Did you
have
expect to
to.
be 30
No.
years old, still good
know.
looking and
Other
driving a
men,
Range
so she's
Rover?
in-
Like,
she's in, man.
what were you expecting?
While driving in a subdivision, a suburban subdivision, I am a single 30-year-old woman
30?
with 3
Yeah.
children driving a minivan.
And whose fault is that exactly? You wouldn't be single if you didn't divorce your husband for completely selfish and pointless reasons.
Checking out other dads. Okay, this is where my life is.
Yep.
Yes, this is what your life is now. You chose this life. It didn't just happen by accident. It's amazing how these women make all these big decisions without even thinking about the responsibilities that they are going to have to take in the future.
Cue the Kurt Russell.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Now, she just posted a video confessing and crying about how she has grown a lot after going through her divorce, which is a completely lie.
Yep.
And I am going to expose her and tell you exactly what she is actually trying to do at the end of the clip. Let's watch.
Never underestimate a modern woman's ability to evoke sympathy by crying. A lot of these women
Yeah.
can cry on command. Don't fall for it. Oh, please.
She doesn't even look to be crying. She's like this.
It's crocodile tears.
I
That would have been
finally let
tears.
go.
Maybe she hasn't started it yet. Whether she is.
I do
Oh
that
my
too.
gosh, you have no idea what it feels like.
Neither do you.
To just finally let go.
What are you talking about?
I forgive him. I'm
Barf.
so thankful for him.
No, you're thankful that the child support check's clear.
Even the bad.
What bad? What bad could you possibly forgive him for? He did right by you, and you threw it back in his face.
Because, man, if I didn't experience it, I wouldn't even know who I would be.
What?
Because of him, I love myself more.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Because of him, I learned about myself. Because of him, I was able to heal and understand my shadow work.
Wow.
What does that even mean, woman?
Hold on.
First off,
What's up?
This is the one that's on the healing journey.
Yes.
I hate that. I hate that so much because these are actual terms that spiritualists will use, that monasteries use, that actual people who know what the hell they're doing and know how to really know the meaning of what manifestation means and stuff. And they have, like, shattered that. Like, men don't trust it at all.
No.
There used to be something like, okay, well, that's women's mysteries. We don't know anything about that, but we'll abide it because it's, like, it's sexy and it's mysterious and we get what we want anyway, so why should we have a problem?
Yeah.
Now they hear crystals, they hear horoscopes,
It's all fake.
they hear energy, and they're just like, they don't want anything to do with it. And that really bugs me. It's like, you know, there's like, these women really bug me.
The healing starter kit.
Like Ben and Jerry's, the TikTok account, and some alcohol.
Yep.
And the cat, I guess, but I'd rather keep the cats out of it because I don't think they deserve them.
No.
But I will say that most of these women would do very well having a horse for therapy. It's like
I'm sure, yeah.
it would
Horses teach you a lot.
It gives you the means to run away the way that you want, being responsible because you still have to come back and take care of the horse.
Yeah,
You know,
you
but
do.
that horse can just transport you, and it's like you have all of your attention on that partnership with that animal. Puts
Exactly.
you out of nature. They won't have time to be on TikTok complaining about shit. They would actually heal and like maybe cultivate some skills that might make some guys want to be around them.
Exactly.
But keep the cats out of it.
Yes, keep the cats.
if you do not know the meaning of the word heal, you are incapable of such a thing. Second, shadow work? You talking
That
about eyeliner? I don't
Yes.
even know what that is. That's a new one. Did you just invent a nonsense term to try to evoke sympathy? Because shadow work.
Shadow work has been around for many, many decades, and all it means is going and looking at how you are accountable and responsible for the bad things in your life. It means
Okay, yeah.
looking at the ugliest part of your life and coming to terms, yeah, that is part of me, but this is why, and I'm not gonna keep like using it in the way that I've been using it, you know. So it just means taking accountability, and you know good and goddamn well that a modern woman is not gonna
No, they're never gonna do that.
accountability.
No.
But yeah, I mean, shadow work's been around for a while.
It has, yeah. Thank you, daughter of Otten, for clarifying that.
Sounds a lot like healing journey or finding my most authentic self or I have a body count under 20. Such statements are not real.
And to fix the things that I contributed to the marriage.
No, again, you're wrong. Men fix things. Women complain about the things that need to be fixed.
And the patience. It's such a beautiful thing when you can take accountability for what you've done.
Oh no, it's great. It is great when you take full responsibility for your actions and then take steps to prevent those things from happening again, to do what you can to make things right. It is a great experience, one that you will never feel. You are incapable of that.
And grow
Yeah.
and learn from it.
The first thing
And
I did in shadow
come
was
to the
get rid
other-
of all social media.
Yes, you do.
I went through a whole year without any kind of social media. No Facebook, no YouTube. I wasn't even
Exactly.
on YouTube at the time.
It's taking a inventory of yourself.
Yeah, no outside influence. None of your dumb friends telling you that, oh no, he's a jerk, you're right. None of that. You
Yep.
completely and totally self-isolate and you write that shit down.
Exactly.
It's like there's, and here she is saying, doing my shadow work and taking steps to correct things, and she's still on here complaining
Exactly.
to the internet.
That's exactly right.
Another way to do shadow work is to make it a point not to complain. It's like no matter what, it's a grateful lesson. No
Yeah,
matter
it is.
if it's like a shit situation, you just like don't complain.
No, you need to go through and truly say, what your problems are and what you can do.
Yeah. Be honest,
Yes, honesty is the only way.
It is.
Side. I'm so grateful and I appreciate all of these experiences, but on a much deeper level.
No, you understand nothing, woman. Deep down, you still feel like you're the victim. You have not taken accountability for anything. You have not taken the blame for anything, and you have not admitted to any wrongdoing. You have done nothing to show that you've taken any accountability whatsoever.
I just want his happiness. And he's found that.
Oh my God, I get it now. She's posting this in reaction to the fact that she's not getting any and her husband is getting so much ass with a younger and hotter woman. And she hates that. She's only posting this because she doesn't know what else to do. Well, that's what you get, you moron.
And
Yep.
we may not be where I was hoping we would be.
You were hoping that he would take you back, only to find out that he's moved on with someone better.
But I can only control myself.
No, you can't. You can't control yourself or your urges. This is why you're currently in the mess that you're in. You did not give any logical thought to the divorce. You did not give any logical thought to your social media history. You did not give anything any thought. You were operating purely on emotion, and you brought all of this on yourself.
Yep.
These are all the kind of girls that used to
But I can just look back on us and
I know.
it's
I mean, that.
You could see it then.
Yes.
You could see that they were going to be drunk, pill-popping, middle-aged housewives that were 3 times divorced.
And that could never stand the sight of themselves.
Yeah. They always had a facade.
Yes.
The cool girl, the mean girl, the cheerleaders.
And they always had a following.
Yeah.
So when they got older and their following went away,
Yeah.
because people started doing their own thing,
Having families.
they
having
went to
lives.
drinking, pills, because they weren't satisfied at home.
Right. Yeah, because most of them married the freaking Chad or the jock or whatever, and ended up with a low intelligence, a lack of emotional
Yes.
integrity kind of person. Usually those kinds of guys have very low impulse control, and so it's they don't mature very well.
Exactly.
A lot of them turn into has-beens that never was, So
Exactly. It's one of those.
Yeah, both of those have peaked in high school, and so then they get out here in the real world, and it's people like us are way more successful than them,
And they can't stand it.
and then it's this is what they turn to.
Yeah.
So then now TikTok is basically those girls that used to follow them around all the time and think that they were the shit. Now they've got 1 million of them because they have TikTok.
I know. See, and that just opens them up.
Down with TikTok,
Yes.
Yeah, because then it's who else would do this kind of shit?
Well, exactly.
It's
Exactly right.
who, you mean, happy, sane, balanced people don't have time to do that, you know?
None of them would do it.
I mean, I don't know. It's like if I had a monumental failure in my life, there's no way in hell, unless I had come through it on the other side and had some sound advice, like on the other side of it all, then I sure as shit wouldn't be coming on here talking about it.
No.
It's like they're fresh off this. It's like there was a lady that I saw earlier, and it was like, I just found this out like not even 5 minutes ago, and she decides to make a video. You're not in your right mind.
No.
At all.
It's like they want to see. They use it as their venting. So instead of going to their friend, going out to a bar, drinking, and being with their friend for the night, they go straight to TikTok, straight to the phone. This is what happened to me.
Yeah, so then they can spend the next 3 hours doom scrolling the freaking comments so that they can get their validation.
Exactly.
And it's like, I mean, it's like, I won't even, I won't bring something up or even write it down unless it's been bothering me for like a full 24 hours. It's like, if somebody sends me a letter or an email or text that kind of like rattles me, a full 24 hours.
Yeah, it's just sit on it, let it see how it settles.
Yeah.
We'll see just where the vibes lay, and then handle it.
That's right. You know, it was like sound advice from like my grandfather and my grandmother saying, you know, sleep on it. And I made a lot of mistakes.
Exactly.
Because of impulsivity that way. Mostly in the form of buying horses and stuff, you know. But it was like, oh God, if I don't do it, you know, then that horse might not be there tomorrow. So I ended up like losing a bunch of money.
Yeah, that happens though. That's kind of a...
And I was young. I was like 19.
And that's a catch-22. I mean, if it's something you really want...
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, I don't want it gone.
It was the same thing with this house. It was already at a really low price, and my grandfather wanted me to haggle more. He said, you know, a lot of people will jump through hoops if you can drop it down like another $5,000. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't have the time. I mean, we didn't have we didn't have anywhere else to go, and we had to get out.
Exactly. We needed a better place.
You know, and so it was like, and the asking price was just like, I mean, come on. It was like half of what every other property was here.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you refuse it? That's not a good price already. You know, so it was just like...
Exactly.
And he's like, you know, he's like, I was just trying to kind of, you know, mold this over with him. He's like, well, I really don't care. He's like, it's not ultimately my money. He's like, if you want to pay that extra $5,000 and have interest on that, then he's like, that's on you. And I'm like, okay, then it's on me then. And I called the realtor right away.
Said, let's go.
I want it now. You know, it was like, let's do this.
And we got it.
She didn't believe me, but, you know. I was like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, you get here tomorrow. And we'll sign the papers. All right, go ahead.
Sad to see how it got there.
Yeah, I know why. It's because you weren't satisfied with the life that he was giving you. You felt like you were entitled to more. And you're just sad because you butchered the golden goose.
You blew it. Fish.
How it got to here. But being where I am right now.
You are miserable.
It's all worth it, and everybody says choose your hard.
Choose your hard? I think, choose your hard. Lady, I think the reason you're in this mess is because you were choosing that one a little too much, if you catch my meaning, if you get my drift.
Means like marriage is hard, divorce is hard.
Yep.
In these past 4 years, oh my gosh, they have been hard.
Not for your ex-husband. He's probably doing great after he got that 135-pound tumor surgically removed from his back.
What I've experienced in the past 4 years.
Nobody cares.
That was a good one. He got a chuckle out of both of us on that one.
Woman, nobody cares what you've experienced.
It's more than what people experience in a lifetime.
Bullshit. No, you don't get to say that. There are plenty of people who have actually gone through significantly more trauma than you ever will. Just because you felt a little bit sad with your marriage doesn't mean that you have actually suffered the same way other people have suffered. There are people out there who are going through legitimate trauma from what people in their lives have done to them, and all you're doing is crapping all over their experiences by saying you went through the same thing. Shame on you.
I chose hard.
Again, you did choose hard. You chose Chad, and that is why you are in this mess.
But by choosing hard, I found myself.
What does that even mean? You just say these things thinking that they have some type of deep philosophical meaning, but they really don't. It's gibberish. You ruined your life and the lives of your children because of gibberish. Yep, you found yourself miserable, alone with 3 mouths to feed and an ex-husband who resents you and has moved on with someone better. Hope it was worth it.
Yeah, hope so.
I do think that's our comment. It's doing weird things.
You can tell she has absolutely no idea what she's saying, and she is trying so hard not to break down because she realized that she made every possible mistake she could have made.
Guys, all of this is fake. She has not grown an inch. She's still bitter and angry because her ex-husband moved on and finds someone else, as she mentioned in the clip. Here is a quick video she posted a few days later.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
So for those of you who actually have lives, the lines that she's lip-syncing are from the 1981 movie Mommy Dearest, starring Faye Dunaway. It's a movie about this famous 40s actress, Joan Crawford, who adopts this little kid and then makes her life a living hell, which is the relentless amounts of abuse. Woman, you got 3 kids. I don't think it's a smart idea for you to be posting that when you have sole custody of your children. Judging from your use of filters, you're not that smart of a person.
Now you tell me if that sounds like someone who is in a good place mentally. The real reason she posted this video of her crying, making it look like she is taking accountability for her past actions, is because she has a new podcast and she is trying to grow her male audience over there.
There aren't enough intergalactic space bucks in the world to get me to sit and watch that podcast for more than 2 seconds. I have principles.
Typical chameleon behavior tactic. Fellas, stay away from former 304s and women who play the victim all the time like her. And above all, keep your head up. Focus on your goals, and everything else will follow.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And make sure that you get at least one awesome suit. That's my final takeaway from that.
I love you and I appreciate you for all your support. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and share to help push this content to more men in need.
And the feeling is mutual. Talk that thought. Once more, the link in the description is down below. This guy does some awesome work. Give him your love. He truly deserves it. And that's going to do it for me in this video, gentlemen and gents. As always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Let's give the good old-fashioned middle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Locke. He's going really strong with the Fiend gang. I think he's like the second, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't actually checked numbers. I think that Hadon has like 13,000. So.
But I mean, who came? He came before Hadon.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know how that worked.
Yeah.
I just know that Ronan was like the newest, and he only lasted like a month.
Yeah.
And then Warg was there, and he just like he dropped off like about 6 months ago, 4 months ago.
All of a sudden, it was like 2 months with no content. We're like, what's going on?
Yeah, I checked the comments of that, ironically enough, when I was looking for your playlist here.
Yeah.
And there's people in there saying that like he went to jail and everything. And I was like, and then there was like this crazy story. It was like, yeah, he was like dating his friends' sisters, you know. It's like somebody I think is just going on there trying to like make this shit up.
Yeah.
Now they've seen that the guy's been stagnant for a while, so they're just like starting some stuff. But it was like weird.
And ladies and gentlemen, we might be going back in one of the not next live streams, but down the line, and checking out Warg, you know, finding a good video to watch just to commemorate him.
The last one was good too.
And I'll see about Ronan. I'm not entirely sure I remember a lot of his content, so I have to see. But the next one I believe that we have up is, I think I put Taylor in the second spot, which is the lead Fiend gang member. He's the first one that we watched. So let's see that video.
Melissa was like, hey, I want to talk to you about something. Promise you won't get mad. And I was like, just stop right there.
If he doesn't accept it, if he's not happy with his daughter doing this with her life, then he's toxic.
Get to your offensive statement.
It's not offensive. I've kind of joked about it before starting an OnlyFans, but it's also not what you think. We obviously have a little bit of a presence together, so I want to get your opinions and thoughts, and I also want to tell you, but I also feel like I have assets that I could capitalize on. And
call them assets. I don't want you to do something that's gonna...
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the name of this one. Father finds out the hard way his daughter is starting an OnlyFans page. I mean, that is just not something that you want to hear from your daughter, no matter the situation.
He should have raised her better, you know?
Yeah, you know, having better standards is essential. But, so let's see how this one goes. Like I said, Taylor's one of the first ones that we started watching. So he started this whole thing as far as I don't know. The Fiend gang, right?
Yes. I was just looking because, you know, OnlyFans didn't start off as what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you should have been able to, like, do cooking classes or sewing classes.
All kinds
all
of
kinds of
things,
things. Yeah. They were supposed to be, like, paid content, kind of like Patreon.
Yeah.
That one's probably going to be next, if it isn't already. But then I went and I looked to see what she looked like, and I was like, oh, no, she's using it.
Yeah, no, she's using it for, because she talked about having assets.
Oh.
And the father's like, please don't call them that.
They are assets, you know?
Yep.
But they don't belong to her. They belong to the Most High, and they were given to her to attract her divine union here.
Exactly.
On Earth, not to, like, bring in a bunch of money and make it into something that it isn't, you know?
Exactly.
It's not cool.
All right, let's get on with this one.
Make something harder on you later in life. Like, what if when you're 37 you decide to run for president? You want to be taken seriously as an actor.
How about something a little bit simpler? How about if you try and have a family? How about if you want to have a kid? Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another reaction video. And on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at a daughter discussing OF with her father. So without further ado, guys, don't forget to subscribe. And let's jump in and take a listen to the degeneracy.
Melissa was like, hey, I want to talk to you about something. I'm going to tell you something. Promise you won't get mad. And I was like, just stop right there. First of all, I'm never going to make a promise like that, because I might get mad. And second of all, let's just have the conversation on the show. And you were like, I'm not so sure you want to do that.
I think it'll be helpful for other people to listen to, because I know the difference in our relationship versus the mass majority and the reaction most people would get, I feel like, and it can create toxicity. And I feel like you're going to have your own opinions, and that's what I'm also here to listen to, is also hear you out and hear your opinions. But I feel like you're going to have a healthier reaction than most parents might, and it could be helpful for other people to listen to.
Right, so right off the bat, this woman is thinking that her father is going to be cool with it. Now, I'm not sure if that's the case. Any self-respecting father should obviously not be cool with their daughter creating an OF account. But notice how she's framing this, right? If he doesn't accept it, if he's not happy with his daughter doing this with her life, then he's toxic. Okay, then he's not a fantastic person. He's not with it, guys. He's not with the current generation. He's part of that old toxic masculine guys who can't really be respected.
What, hon?
I was just saying it should be real simple. Basically the same way we just described it. It's like, yes, you have assets, but that's not what they're to be used for.
Exactly.
That simple. If you would have instilled, like, some morals and some values. Like I said, I wasn't even raised Christian, and I had more stricter morals and values in place than that.
Exactly.
It was like, you know, going into it, it's just like, I mean, it really is that simple. He has the power to, like, really sway her. That's why she's even bringing it up, because she's on the fence about it, thinking that it might be morally wrong.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna be like, oh, well, you know, if it makes you happy.
Exactly.
Okay, and she says that she's here to help other people and to provide a different perspective, but I really don't think that's the case, guys. I think that this is absolutely degenerate, and let's continue with the video.
Including parents.
Are you moving out of state? Oh, God. Get to your offensive statement.
It's not offensive. So I've kind of joked about it before starting an OnlyFans, but it's also not what you think either. I would be taking a more model route in that way, but I also do feel like we obviously have a little bit of a presence together, so I want to get your opinions and thoughts, and I also want to tell you, but I also feel like I have assets that I could capitalize on. And
Call them assets.
I'm a businesswoman. You taught me to be a businesswoman.
This is absolutely horrendous. Okay, you can already see the father's face going red here. He's not happy about this situation. Now, we'll see whether or not he turns into a, he cucks out here, so to speak, and he says that it's fine. At the end of the day, guys, anyone with self-respect knows that this is not fine. This is not okay. This is absolutely degenerate. And she's trying to play it down, right? Oh, I'd only be doing the modeling. It's not what you...
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, sorry we started getting into this one, but if anybody wants to really see this one, check out Taylor the Fiend. Otherwise, if you comment, I'll try to get back and just we'll see if we can get to it a different day. But we're already running not over on time yet, but we will be. So we're gonna move on to Hadon, because this one's just your typical one. So let's just
I want to
move
be
on.
passed around so bad, but my boyfriend just wants a monogamous relationship. It's 2024. Expecting to be with one person for your entire life is like unreasonable. I'm a young 18-year-old Latina. I'm trying to get my face blasted by multiple men. Like, I haven't even had a quickie in a bathroom stall. I have so much to live for. And you're telling me that I have to stay with this one guy because I love him so much. But there's literally guys out there with 13-inch meats waiting to destroy me.
I am tired of Earth. These people.
I left my boyfriend and I've been traveling for 10 days and I've slept with 22 people in that 10 days. My goal was 20 and I just hit 22 this morning. It's 1 p.m. now here in Paris.
Okay, anybody else catch that? She said, okay, the title does say 22 men in 10 days, but she literally said 22 people.
No, so maybe it could be.
Could be whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Oof.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you get demons.
Yep.
That is how you screw your body and your soul up. That is how you condemn yourself. That is not right. It's not something to be proud of. Don't ever be proud of that. You are spreading your soul so thin, especially in that short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, imagine it's like you imagine each of those demons is like this shadow creature that takes a chunk and a chunk and a chunk and a chunk, and you can't ever get that back. It'll only be replaced with shadowy darkness. You will never get that light back because they've taken it because you spread yourself
exactly
through all these people, and you've let them come into your body, into your vessel, where holy spirits are supposed to be. So they leave a bunch of unclean spirits, which are the root of anxiety and disorders and sickness, actual, physical sickness.
Yes.
There was actually a street preacher talking about sexually transmitted demons the other day.
See?
It's like, they get it,
Maybe we'll get to that someday.
Yes.
And I need to check out because I'm going home. I really doubt I'm going to get another one on the board, either on the plane or on my layover. So I think 22 is where we're going to cap it out. But how did I go?
Brother,
Yep.
Okay, this is an example of a man we would have gotten in the 1940s, okay? Notice his stature, notice his jawline, super square face, notice his dress, okay? This definitely looks a lot different than what we see in modern day, right? There's no video games, there's no OF subscriptions, there's no corn, just good old-fashioned masculine frame and presence. Guys like these today are really rare.
Alright, so first things first, I'll show you a picture from 1932 from all the men during that period. Notice, however, how she didn't pick any of those guys. Those are regular men, they look regular, they work a regular job. She didn't pick those guys to make her point.
Okay.
Those are working men.
Yes.
And that is how masculine men traditionally look.
Well, look at this. Look at how I have this place. My head is almost on.
Oh, see, so here we go. There we go. No more masculine men? I think not. But truly, there you go. That's more like it.
Well, I'd fall.
I know. Oh my god, that's so crazy.
Did you see the picture they redid of that?
Yeah.
A modern time?
Yeah. Like, no.
I wouldn't do it.
Either way, absolutely not. It's like,
yeah.
There's the one where they're like standing on like the tower thing too, and they have like a drone or a selfie thing or a selfie stick, and it's like looking straight down the building. Oh, no way.
Yeah, so we'll probably get through like 10 minutes of this one.
Okay.
Because that'll put me about on point. And then if anybody wants me to cover this one in deeper detail, comment on it, let us know, and we'll get to it the next time that we can.
About men in the past being more masculine. Why? Well, notice there are no sharp jawlines, there are no suits and scarves, right? These are not tall men. These are just your average men. So this just goes to show that these modern women, no matter where you put them in the time frame of our human history, they will still go for the top 5% of guys. We're looking at a man that appears to be in shape, probably has a six-pack, appears to be upper class. He is well dressed, right? He is tall. He's all those things that women are chasing after nowadays. So if you bring in this point of men not being masculine anymore, but you're still going for the same kind of guy that you're going for today, your argument doesn't hold water, right? Second thing is, what makes you think that you're entitled to this type of man, right? They always say how they want the traditional man, but they don't want to be traditional themselves. If this man was her husband, then...
Yes, Adon, I agree. I mean, what made her so sure that she would be perfect for a guy like that? I mean, she never said her qualification. She never said what she does. I fully agree.
They only ever say, they say, what do you bring to the table? And they're like, well, we are the table.
Yep.
It's like, what does that mean, though?
Exactly.
Like,
what was the last one that we heard? It was they talked about, if you can't tell me, then what are you doing? I think it was Mediocre that we watched.
Yeah.
And he said something about that.
Yeah, it's true. It's like they have no utility.
Yeah.
No value. It's like you said, they think they're born female, so we're automatically just entitled to that. We don't have to polish. We don't have to raise anything. It's like I'm routinely writing down my qualifications to remind you of the things that it's like, is this sufficient? It's like, these are the things that I'm doing. Is it balanced in comparison to what you are doing for us?
Exactly.
It's like it has to be equal.
It does, for sure.
100.
It's 100, and I will repeat this over and over. You will hear it in my other ones. The relationships are not 50-50. They're not 25-75. They are 100. Both people should be putting in 100%.
He comes back home and he tells her, where's my dinner? I've been working all day. Where's my dinner? Oh, don't relegate me to those tasks. I'm modern and independent. I'm liberated. What do you mean I have to cook for you? I'm not your mother, right? They love to say this. They always want the masculine guy.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's like, oh, I'm not, I'm not your mommy. I'm not supposed to, take care of you in that way. And I'm like, I mean, maybe you are, and like I said, it's like, I think you did a video about this.
Yes.
And, a guy isn't necessarily doesn't have any incentive maybe to do these things, or maybe doesn't know how to do these things until a woman comes in and starts picking stuff up and explaining why it has to be done a certain way.
Exactly.
Maybe he did not have a mother. Are you really going to punish men for having an absent mother in their life and having traumas in their life? They're really going to punish men when we're supposed to just accept our daddy issues.
Exactly.
We blame everything on our daddy issues, and when men are supposed to just accept that.
Yeah.
But they will always say, well, I'm not your mommy. Well, it's like, maybe you have to be for a while. I don't know. I never saw an issue with it, and I always felt that a lot of those things went hand in hand. Even with a lot of the elderly, native tribal people.
Yeah.
It was they kind of were. They were like mother figures to everybody.
Exactly.
And they pretty much treated the husband the same as they did the children. And it was like,
yep.
I mean, you are supposed to be a maternal figure.
That's exactly right.
Who is traditional, who does the traditional things that men do, like pay for dates, open doors, and all those things, buy her flowers, but they don't want to put in their part of the work to be a traditional marriage, right? Another thing, and I'll finish with this. This man, around the time, I can assure you, he was dating an elegant woman, a classy woman, a supportive and loyal woman, and a woman who didn't have a high body count, all right? Do you fulfill any of those criteria? Are you loyal? Do you have a large body count? Let me guess, yes, right? So, guys, this is just absurd. These women thinking that they deserve these sorts of men, just pathetic. But now, guys, let's move on to another woman that is in her 30s and is trying to cope with the fact that she cannot date the 10 out of 10 men who happen to be the top 5% of men. Let's take a listen. So, for those of you not watching, the comment says, do you have any advice how I can shake the thought that I'm worth less now that I'm older, late 30s? And let's take a look at this dating coach / life coach / marriage and relationships coach / success coach give a reply.
Number one, this is both a logical and emotional thought. So let's address both the logic and the emotion behind the thought. And the answer, your solution to being able to shake the thought that I am worth less now that I'm older, late 30s, the solution is that you have to address it in both your subconscious and conscious minds. But first, subconscious and conscious, those are theoretical concepts, people, okay? We're not going to talk about it like it's fact. Even though I know a lot of psychologists with way more credentials than me talk about it that way. My only credential is a lot of really bad therapy. A lot of learning the hard way.
Yeah.
And also, all this genius right now, this is where I do.
Yeah, as you were saying, she is very crazy. And that's your typical new age woke logic.
Yep. It's like, I'm going to go ahead and dispense advice, even though I'm like literally telling you that I don't have my life together at all, and I've had a bunch of bad therapy.
Yeah, this is all what happened to me, so, this is what you have to do.
And it's like, it's been a really great experience. You have to go through these things to grow, so,
Yeah.
It's like, let's just feed in, let's go, let's do it.
Heaven forbid everybody go through their own experiences.
Right. I mean, every path is different.
It is, for damn sure.
The work.
Yeah, so of course, guys, her credentials are just being run through. Those are her credentials. She has them pinned on the wall, right? Sorry. And also, it's like, you're giving this advice, and of course, guys, we're not going to get into the specifics. All right, this is just theory. We're not going to get into the theory, even though most psychologists do. Why? Because we are narcissistic women, and we cannot talk about things that are specific, things that are practical, because then all the blame is on us, right? Because when we're talking in real terms, it turns out we are the ones who are at fault for our own mistakes. So we're not going to do that.
This is my ironing board. 1, addressing the conscious and the logical. Make a list of all the property and assets that men have put in your name. Okay, so here's my list. Oh, I have nothing to write. My point being that one of the reasons we're afraid and we feel like we're worth less as we get older is because we are taught that our currency is in our youth and our beauty, and we're supposed to trade in on it, but we can't be open about trading in on it. For a lot of people, the only legitimate trade is to get married and have children with the man, and then for you to get compensated for that currency that is your youth and beauty. So it's never...
I mean, yeah, it's about that. Because marriage is something that requires good things in a person. For him to be loyal, so we're talking about a wife here. For her to be loyal,
Yep.
For her to know how to make a home out of a house, for her to support her husband, to raise her children properly. Okay, those are all good things that are needed. For you to just go around jumping from chat to chat, that doesn't take anything. It doesn't take being loyal. It doesn't take being a good person.
No, and that also, it's how you raise your kids that way, too. You know, if we keep getting this pattern going, it's never going to end. It has to end with the last person.
Yeah, there's like so many families that just like, well, I was treated like crap, so I'm going to treat my kids like crap.
Exactly.
And then again, the child free by choice people, the people who can no longer have biological children, the people that would be good parents and can't have children. The
Yes.
adoption process is really skewed. And then you have like the gay thing, you know, and they can't
Yep.
have biological children. I mean, I guess you could use a surrogate in like the male situation.
I think that's mostly what they do.
I don't know, but they don't like really don't seem to have much of an interest in it. You know, I
They
mean, I
don't.
don't want to talk about like, I'm not talking about the LGB. I'm talking about the rest.
Yeah.
You know, because I know that Amir Odom is looking into adopting, and he can't wait to be a parent and everything.
And he'll be a good one. A
Yeah.
very good one. You can
He's
just
like-
see it in
Yeah,
him.
he's just like really doing his research and everything and finding out what's out there, and it's
Yeah.
like, that's really scary. You gotta, you know, protect them. But for the most part, the ones that you see at the Pride parades and everything, it's like you can tell there's no way in hell
No.
they're gonna have children. And so we have toxic-minded children because of bad parenting.
Yes.
And people who just don't want them at all because of that. And it's like, it's a collision course.
It's like we'll be getting into this deeper on Friday, ladies and gentlemen. But it's one of the videos that we'll be watching about the influencer.
Oh, the family vloggers?
Family
Yes,
vloggers
family
and the
vloggers.
influencers, and it's insane.
Yeah, she, oh man. Yeah.
That'll be one for Friday. You do not want to miss that one, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it was Ruby Frankie. The way she twisted that stuff around and what
Yes.
she created out of her family and working in the medical field.
I know.
You know. Yeah.
Alright, let's get this section done, and then I'll be ending this live stream.
Every woman can do that. Every woman can spread her legs and get 100 guys lined up to enter her, right? Everybody can do that. There's no credit for that. Like, what worth do you expect to get out of that?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, everybody can do that. 22 men in 10 days. I mean, that was insane.
It's like 2 days.
I know.
We're making the point that, men, they only view worth when you're in a marriage. Of course, because everything outside of marriage, everyone can do, right? And second thing, let me point this out.
We have a big issue with
Women do certainly have
We have a big issue
value
with that.
in the fact that they are
What, the fact that nobody wants to marry anymore?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we're the only like legitimately married parents that I know of. I don't know about Thorin and his wife.
I don't
know
either.
if they're actually married or not.
No, but most of the couples around here have kids, but they won't marry because, well, we don't need a piece of paper to tell us that we're together.
Yeah, and I knew people back where I used to live said the exact same thing, and it was like,
And
that's
it's
a
like-
weird thing to say.
Well, and, you know, thinking about it, why? Why don't you want that piece of paper?
Yeah.
Why don't you want that to be like, hey, I'm committed? That's because it's a cop-out for 99% of the people out there.
Yeah.
It's a cop-out. Well, I cheated on my spouse. Well, we're not really married.
Right. Right.
I never
And
committed.
it always comes up. It does. It was,
Yes.
you know, with with our son's friend, you know, his parents going through that thing, and it was like that
Yep.
always comes up, and it's like, well, you know, we're not even really married, and it's like, see, so it does mean something.
Exactly.
Because if you were, then you would be not thinking the things that you're thinking right now.
Yep.
Because you brought it up, you know? That just drives me crazy. And, I mean, there's other circumstances out here, too, when people can't get married. But, you know, it's like, it really is just a lack of commitment. Not really wanting to put that down payment down and show that you're willing to sacrifice a little bit. People
Yes.
keep separate finances.
Yep.
You know, and I was raised that way. They're like, you always make sure that you have separate finances. But then my grandmother didn't.
Yeah.
Everything she told me to do was the exact opposite of what she did in her functional 53-year marriage.
And I mean, we're sitting at what, 17 married?
19.
19 married.
19 this year.
2008.
Yeah.
We married.
Yeah. Well, I think I was going off of when we hand fasted, so
Yeah.
2007. But yeah, since 2008.
We've
So-
been legally married.
Like 16 years? I don't know.
I was almost on
Yeah,
then.
so it was
I did
16.
17.
Maybe 17. I don't know.
So yeah,
But yeah, we've been together like in a committed relationship for 19.
19.
19 actually this month.
Yeah. Insane.
Like this full moon will be 19 years. Almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
You know?
With a 13-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 14.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it still can be done in this day and age. Don't let people tell you that it's not possible. Yes, divorce rate is up, but that doesn't mean anything. If you are committed to your relationship and you want to work it out with your spouse, it can be done.
It's all about faith. It's about having faith in something bigger than yourself and realizing that you're not in control anyway.
Yes.
And really coming to have a personal relationship with your higher beings. You know?
Exactly.
Like
That's the biggest thing.
It's like in the you will know. You know, you have discernment. It's like there's things that you stick out and there's drop dead deal breakers. And you know.
Yes. And one of our biggest things too is our Sundays.
Yeah.
It's our family Sunday. We don't go anywhere. We don't deal with anything.
We don't touch money.
We're there as a family. We spend it in studies. We spend it just as a family watching movies, maybe.
Or gaming,
not handheld games,
board
but board games.
And card games, you know. Sometimes very, very casual Minecraft if we haven't gotten to play a lot this week. Like, we're probably not going to this week. But
yeah, that's exactly how it
Sunday,
goes.
Yeah. And it's like we eat clean, we eat well.
Yep.
We still have, pizza from time to time. Like when you go to the city, you're, like some treat. So it's like those little things, just like make moments matter,
Exactly. All right, let's see if this one's going to get over in a minute.
Attractive for men, right? It's a massive value and a lot of women exploit it. But it's not their only value, all right? Women have a lot of value just in their personality, in their character, in the way they behave themselves, in them being elegant. Okay, in all their characteristics, they have a lot of things to offer. But here comes the kicker. This is something, respect is earned. If you want to have, in the same way that worth is earned, if you want to have worth, if you want to be valuable, you have to do things to achieve that value. It's not simply given to you by the mere fact that you're a woman, right? So if everything you've done throughout your life is go through situationships, get a divorce, break a family, get a second divorce, be single for 10 years, jumping from situation to situation, if that is your lifestyle, and it is the lifestyle of most modern women in the West, you have no value. Not because we men say so, we don't dictate it, we just observe it. You yourself have decided that you don't want to be valuable.
Ladies and gentlemen, daughter and I second what Hadan is saying. That is very true.
Yeah, it's like that's coming from a female perspective. It's like she has very limited value.
Yes.
Because even her the value that she was inherently born with, just being a female, that is a treasure, that is a prize, but now she's gone and tainted it by doing the exact opposite of what women are supposed to do. So even her inherent value, what she was born with, is nothing. It's less than an average woman, So
exactly.
She is in fact valueless at this point. It can be changed, but
yes, it can. All right, I got a minute left before I'm going to call it, but let's see if we can get to the end of this part.
Chosen this path that doesn't lead to any sort of value or worth in men's eyes and in the world's eyes in general. So I just want to make that clear, okay? We men are not going around saying that all women are worth is just their beauty and their physical appearance. No. Because when a woman that is married gets old, her husband still loves her, even though she doesn't look as good as she did 20 years ago. All right? We all look worse when we age. But her man finds a lot of value in her. But these women, guys, that never accepted a man, that never were part of a serious relationship, that decided to sell their body for free, all right? These women, they have no value at all, zero.
For an even trade. And my point being that this feeling that you're worth less it doesn't matter because men are not going to offer you more than when you were younger. Now, if you are a woman and you are able to write down a bunch of assets and property, then good on you, because I can understand why you would be fearful. So if you're able to own this, that men's attention, that men's lust and their desire is one of the main reasons you fear aging, that can empower you, because you make a list and you're like, wow, in what way does that even benefit me? It doesn't. But that's only addressing the very surface logic.
Alright, because that's at 10 minutes anyway.
Alright.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Like I said, if you want me to finish covering this one, let me know in the comments, and we will see when we can get it on the next Wednesday slot. Like I said, you do not want to miss this Friday. It's going to be a good one. Daughter Botton's been prepping it for me, and we're going to have some fun with it. So, ladies and gentlemen, namaste. I hope that everybody out there has a great day and a great rest of the week until I see you on Friday again. So, namaste. This walker is striding out.